Your 30s are an interesting time, a transitional time of life, where previous decisions start to pay off, as well as setting yourself up for a future life. Today we're going to cover two areas, though there are a myriad of things that happen. We're going to cover two areas that often happen during this time of life. What to do when you change jobs, as well as some questions to ask yourself when having children. What to do about changing jobs. Hopefully when you change jobs, it comes with an increase in pay. And often with an increase in pay comes an increase in lifestyle. So the three areas you want to review are taxes, emergency fund, and savings. When you have more money, often there's more taxes that are associated with it. So getting ahead of it and setting aside some additional dollars so you're not surprised come tax year. The second thing is your emergency fund. Often when we have more dollars, our cost of living increases. Maybe we've bought a second car or moved to a larger apartment or a home. And so setting aside more dollars to be prepared for these additional expenses can help that emergency fund grow and handle these additional expenses. And the third area is savings. Anytime we get an increase in our income, we want to save half of what we get. This can be whether it's just an end of year increase or maybe changing jobs and getting a big bump in pay. Saving half of those dollars is a great way to offset some of the future goals that you may have. So reviewing each of these areas, tax, emergency fund, and your savings rate is a great consideration when changing jobs. The other area to look at is what to do with like an old retirement plan, such as a 401k plan. One option is to roll it to your new company's plan if that's allowed, and that can be a great option, but it's all dependent on your personal situation. So let your goals drive this decision. What are your future goals and income needs around these dollars? So for example, this could also be another great opportunity to do a Roth conversion, rolling these funds to an IRA and then converting them to a Roth. But this is all predicated on what your overall financial goals are. So if you let your goals drive these financial decisions, you'll often be better in the long run. Another area that often happens in your 30s is having a child or more children. Well, can't promise that we'll cover everything. I know we won't cover everything here. I just wanted to kind of highlight a couple of things from my own personal experience of what you should be asking yourself. The first is obviously childcare. Is somebody going to be staying home with the child? Are you going to be hiring someone to do it, or is family going to be stepping in? There's usually a blend of all these options, and so getting a line item in your budget will be helpful in these because it's often the largest expense. And the expense usually comes in one of two ways. One, hiring someone directly while you work, or two, maybe you have a loss of income if somebody in the family is going to be staying home. And so talking about these, not only if you can offset the financial question, it allows to kind of handle the other emotional and life-changing questions that come along with having a child. So discussing those about where are the funds going to come from to raise a child. The second is there's a lot of secondary expenses such as diapers. As a father of three, you're going to be buying a lot of diapers, and so increasing the budget in a way that allows you to pay for these additional expenses, because each phase of a child's life has new and unexpected expenses, but having a place where those are and discussing those ahead of time about where those funds are going to be coming from it will reduce the stress down the road. Obviously, with any financial decision, there's trade-offs, and having children is far more than a financial decision. But finances are definitely part of it. So spending the time to kind of work through a budget and get a hypothetical of what things will cost. Talking to friends, talking to family who've recently had children. One thing that I've seen is the people that give the best advice are the ones that have one more child than you. So if you're going from no children to one, talk to somebody who has one child. If you're adding additional one, talking to somebody who has just one more child than where you're at, it offers the best advice because they're close enough to remember everything that you just went through in that transition. Now, finances aren't everything, but they're definitely a large part of it. Your 30s are a crazy time. Things that you've done previously, savings that you've done previously are starting to pay off, as well as you're setting yourself up for future years of children or jobs or retirement. And though we've just covered two areas, we have 13 major questions that we ask during this time of life. If if you'd like a complete list of the questions you should be asking yourself, please reach out, Garrett at ascendinvestment.com. Thank you.